ready for this? Let's get started. So, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shalise Lister and I'm the owner and principal designer of Kristell Interiors. Today, we're going to be doing a little Q&A video. I had you guys ask me some questions on my Instagram. Follow me down below if you are not following me already. And so if you see me looking this way a lot, it's just because my screen is there with all the questions. Okay, so let's get started. Question number 1 is from Egyptian_CTTN, and she asked, tip for mixing modern and retro elements in a space. A good way to mix modern and retro is think of mid-century modern. Retro is typically the 50s, 60s, 70s era, where mid-century modern is the 50s. So if you go and search mid-century modern decor, furniture, etc., that will get you to your kind of retro realm. Also, you want to consider geometry and color. So modern is going to be clean geometry, clean lines, and simple, not a bunch of ornate details and tufting and things like that. It's going to be very simple lines to give you your modern. And then retro, you can think of color schemes. So typically the retro colors are a little more muddy. So they'll be like yellows, oranges, reds, and browns. So if you combine the two, geometry, color scheme, look at the mid-century modern furniture options, you can get yourself a mix of modern and retro in your space. The second question is, what advice do you give if you and your spouse have different tastes? So I'm gonna call my spouse in, Aaron. So do we have the same taste and style?
Absolutely not.
What would you say your taste is?
Traditional.
No, your taste is not traditional. What would you say your taste
Whatever's
is?
opposite of yours, what?
Really?
I don't know.
You don't have a
I feel
style?
like, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like modern, but I mean, what?
He likes modern, but like to the extreme. Like he picked out some sectionals that were white and have all the light. I think that's a men thing. They just love like lots of LED lights on everything. You put LED lights on our TV, so they like flashy stuff. I feel like, whereas I like more timeless, classic pieces. But we both do happen to like modern. That's all I needed you for. Thank you.
Oh, just see you guys later.
But advice for you if you have different tastes from your spouse is to agree on maybe a color rather than a style, and go with neutrals for like the big furniture. Maybe white, black, gray, brown, beige, tan, whatever neutral you want to go with, and then you can add your taste in the accessories. So just go with the basic larger furniture pieces and then add in a little bit of your style, a little bit of his style with the accessories to combine the two. Also, another thing which you can probably tell from my home office is claim your room. So I told my husband I wanted my own office, and this room is strictly like my room. So guess what? I have blush pink walls, blush pink curtains, cheetah print area rug. Like, this is the girliest room hands down in my entire house. So that's another way you guys can kind of agree, is by you having your own completely decked out space in your style, and then let him have his man cave basement or patio or whatever area that he wants, and let him deck it out in his style, but then come together for the main living room and dining room with some neutrals, and then add in accessories for your personalized styles. I hope that helps. The next question is from Brown Poppy, and she asked how to create a luxe aesthetic on a budget, where to shop, what to buy, what to exclude. So first and foremost, let's define what a luxe aesthetic is. So typically that's going to be some high-end woods, wood grains, a lot of custom detailing, metallics, whether that be chromes, brass, gold, silver, just metals throughout the space, glass surfaces, and furs, just overall unique pieces. if there's a standard chair that you can find in pretty much any type of chair, like a just standard straight back modern chair, like something like that, it's not going to be considered a luxe aesthetic. That's going to just be your typical chair. So looking for very unique items that are like a one-of-a-kind piece, whether that be in art, and you can find custom artwork from someone. Things like that are how you get the luxe look, because it's like, oh, I've never seen that before, and that's what impresses people. Your interior designer can provide access to those unique luxury items, and it will be less than retail price, so you wouldn't be paying what you would pay in the store for something like of that nature. Does that make sense? If you absolutely want to shop retail 100%, obviously other people can go buy it, so it's not going to be as luxurious, unique, one of a kind. But some of my favorite stores, if you like modern, is like CB2, West Elm, Restoration Hardware, and then what to buy, what to exclude, she also asked. So I would focus on investing your money on the statement pieces in your room. So look around the room, maybe in a living room, your sofa is the most statement piece, it's the biggest piece. So invest your money into that piece, and then DIY some pillows. Also, do not get skimpy on your drapery. That is one thing that I would say to invest your money in, because draperies can make your room look so luxurious, especially when you have a really great and unique fabric. And since it goes from floor to ceiling, that really can give your room a whole like uplift and give your room a whole vibe if you invest in your drapery. What to exclude? You don't need a ton of accessories. I know a lot of people want to buy the Chanel books, buy all of this like crap on your coffee table, all of that. Sometimes less is more. So I would say invest in your larger pieces, maybe a nice coffee table, a nice sofa, and some accent chairs, just things, the bigger pieces of furniture, invest in that. Skip the accessories until later on you save up some more money, or go and thrift or make your own accessories to save some money. Glenn Angels asked, what colors go together? Literally, I could argue that any colors could go together, but what I like to do when I'm designing a space is start with my neutral. So whether that be black, white, gray, beige, brown, and then add in your accent color. So typically you'll want like 1 to 2 colors depending on your color scheme. Some people want monochromatic, so they might use black as the base and then accent color it with whites and beiges. So it literally is just what your preferred style is. If you follow my page, you know I like to mix a lot of colors. I've done some greens and golds, yellowy mustard gold color. I've done blues, just different shades of blues. So that's a nice way to keep it kind of monochromatic. Just add the same color, but in a bunch of different shades. So the biggest things with color is not necessarily what colors go together, but making sure that the tones match up. So if it's a warmer tone, because there could be a cool tone blue and there could be a warm tone blue. So the biggest thing is looking at the tones, like is this a warmer color, is this a cooler color, and mixing a light color that's, if they're both cool, maybe a blue and an orange, if it's a little boy's room or something like that. Cindy Luhu, I like that name, asked, do you interior design for retail companies? So I specialize in residential interiors. However, I can and am willing to help with boutique commercial spaces, whether that be a retail store, an event space, or maybe a small hair salon, nail salon, things like that. As long as they're boutique and smaller scale, then I can help out with that because I'm a one-woman show. So any larger scale projects, unfortunately, I can't take on at the moment. But eventually, once I add on some interns to my team and build Kristell Interiors to a little bit bigger company, then I will be able to tackle larger scale retail projects. Dunkin' break. Okay. The last two questions are very similar, so I'm going to answer them kind of in one answer. One is from SlimBay_, and she asked how to fill empty space in a bedroom without cluttering. And then the second is from Legendary Lay, and she asked how to make a small room, living room, or bedroom feel bigger. So you might say those are not the same question, but I'm gonna answer it kind of similarly, which is why it's gonna tie in. So stay with me. So how to fill empty space in a bedroom without cluttering is work your way up. So put shelving on the wall, things off of the ground to fill the space, or you can also use artwork or mirrors to fill the space. So there's not like empty blank wall space. However, it is off of the floor, so like you're not cluttered and like trying to walk around it when you're walking in your bedroom. So artwork, mirrors, floating shelves, things like that can help fill your space. Tapestries, if you want to hang like cloth. It depends on the vibe of your room, but definitely those few things are ways. Just keep everything off of the ground, and then it will not be cluttered. How to make a small room, living room, or bedroom feel bigger? Same thing. Keep everything off of the ground. Don't clutter it with furniture, dressers, nightstands, all the big stuff, and a lot of large scale items. Look for smaller scale items. For the living room, you can search. Literally, you can search apartment-sized sofas, like that's a thing. And they'll give you smaller scale sofas that are not as deep and not as wide. And they're not love seats. They're literally apartment-sized sofas. So you can search that for your living room. And then in your bedroom, you don't need to go for a king or queen. You can always go for a full-size bed, a slightly smaller bed. Also, bring your eye up. So whether that be with draperies that go all the way up to the ceiling, an accent wall or something interesting that goes all the way up, or artwork, those type of things can help make the small room feel bigger because it makes the ceilings look higher. It draws your eye up and you're not worried about looking side to side like there's no space in the air. And then also use lighter colors. So lighter color sounds light, obviously. So it makes the room feel brighter, feel more airy, feel bigger. So don't go with darks unless you want to go for that dramatic vibe, but do not go, stay away from the dark color palette if you want the room to feel bigger. Also, you can use a large area rug to help make the room feel bigger. So if I have a smaller full-size bed, some smaller end tables maybe as nightstands, instead of like a full-blown nightstand, use some tables on each end to kind of save space, and then use a nice big rug that kind of grounds the room and it makes the furniture look teeny tiny, and it will make the room overall look really big because they're like, oh, you still got all this furniture in here, but there's still mad space. So just figuring out how to trick the eye to make it look like this huge rug's in here, all this furniture's in here, it's not even taking up that much space, just because the scale of your furniture and maybe the colors of your furniture help to trick the eye. Also, I feel like I said this a million times before, but mirrors help make the room look bigger because they reflect the space, obviously. So when you're looking at the mirror, it looks like the room continues and it gives you the illusion that the room's bigger. Okay, so the next question is from, sorry if I pronounced this wrong, at Masani Designs. They said, hi ma'am, how to be like more aware about market rates of materials, furnishings, etc. And also how to respond and deal to the client who wants total estimation of project in first or second meet. So how to be more aware of market rates of materials and finishings and furnishings is simply by sourcing and practicing. When I first started my interior design business, I had no idea how much a complete room is going to cost to completely furnish it. But with practice and furnishing rooms, I now know there's no way that budget we're going to be able to furnish it in the style that you want and have it completely done with that budget. So now I kind of realistically know what a finished look will look like and what the finished look will cost depending on what type of style my client wants to go for. How to respond and deal with the client who wants the total estimation of the project in the first or second meet. That's not realistic. So you just have to set your client's expectations in advance and let them know your process. This is how I come up with a budget. I need to know what you want first. I can't just say this room's gonna cost X amount of money. We don't know if you want power sofas or what, like custom draperies. It all depends on the client's budget and what your client expects. So if she's showing you high-end luxury draperies and things like that, you know that your overall budget is going to be higher end because this is what the client expects. So you have to have those first initial meetings and conversations to know what your client's expectation is, and then you can set the budget based on what they're expecting to receive in the end from their Pinterest photos and things like that. Okay, last question. New Levels Interior Tierra J asked, finding great vendors to do business with. So there's two ways that I would recommend. The first way is visiting your local design center. The closest one to Delaware is the Design Center in Philadelphia. I'm not sure where you're located, but a lot of, well, pretty much all major cities have a design center, and you want to specifically look for those that are to the trade design centers because those are the industry's best products that are only accessible to people in the industry. So your clients can't just go and shop there like a typical retail store. They're going to be for the design industry. Also, another way is to attend at least, I would recommend at least one conference. It could be the High Point Market if you're in the residential field. It could be NeoCon if you're in the commercial field of interior design. So it just all depends. You can attend the Black Interior Design Conference. There's so many different interior design conferences that you can take a part of, and that way you can meet vendors, meet designers who can recommend vendors that they work with. And then the only way for you to find out if it's a great vendor is for you to experience it and learn from it or learn from your fellow design friends. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button down below if this video was helpful for you. And follow me on Instagram, Kristell_interiors. And if you need help with your home, hit up my website, KristellInteriors.com. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.